So I just got done watching the video of Brandon Tatum again, doing what Brandon Tatum does best, and cherry picking through some of his content to go on the attack on black people, black women especially. Now, this has to do with the whole Roe versus Wade thing, and it seems like a lot of the chaos and controversy is becoming the result of the decision. Now, his grievance with this black woman on TikTok was basically her telling white women to shut the fuck up. And of course, he has to run to the aid of white folks to say, oh, if that was a white woman that had said something about a black woman, all hell would break loose. Okay, so the Amazing Lucas done did a video of a white woman who called Clarence Thomas, one of the judges that overturned Roe v. versus Wade, a nigger. I didn't see no video of Brandon Tatum addressing that situation. Now, there's been many criticisms surrounding the whole how the founders of these abortion the argument. Margaret Sanger, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, and looking her up, because I remember somebody bringing her up and saying how the whole purpose of Planned Parenthood was to decrease the numbers within the black community. Now, this was a white woman. So, understandably, when you see some of these black women voicing their opinion, when you have some of these white women trying to drag them into the whole, they're taking away women's rights. Well, looking at it from a particular perspective, again, black women who are aware of, how this all came about and the purpose of these abortions and how people are trying to say, hey, this is pretty much genocide. And looking at who the founder was behind these abortions, of course, black women are going to look at things differently now. They're going to say, hey, you know what? This was a setup from the jump. And we were pretty much bamboozled into this shit. So we don't want to hear nothing from white women to tell us how to feel about the decision, when basically if it's affecting you, then it's affecting you because it has already been affecting us for some time. So, of course, from a standpoint of pretty much seeing where that woman was coming from, yeah, you're going to tell certain people to shut the fuck up. Don't bring us into your bullshit. But of course, Brandon Tatum, being who he is, has to run to the aid and say, you know what? I know people going to dog me out and say, Brandon Tatum, you're always attacking all black folks and stuff. But, and then he goes on to justify it. This is the reason why black folks have the grievances that they have with Brandon Tatum. Because he always want to find some opportunity to just attack black folks. And have no issue doing. He does it with the enjoyment of doing it, and you can see it because he laughs about it in his content. Whereas the Amazing Lucas, he addressed the situation with the idiot that I've mentioned before in the video prior to this one, talking about saying, okay, when it comes to Loving versus Virginia, which I knew she was referencing, oh, they're gonna take away the rights to the you guys having interracial relationships. I understood what she meant, but she did it in poor taste. So you want to sit there and just only attack black folks and claim how ignorant they are, but you give white people a pass for being ignorant themselves. And this is what you do all the time, Brandon. Just like whenever it comes to issues with law enforcement, you always seem to always look at when there's a black and police involved shooting, but you don't say nothing about when there is white and police involved shooting. Funny how you don't run to the aid of the white folks who get killed by the police. But again, you cherry pick. You do what conveniently fits your fucking narrative. And it's getting fucking old, bro. I'm just saying. I admire people that can take a step back and look at the entire situation for what it is and call out everybody that is wrong in the discussion. You know, call bullshit across the board. Not just conveniently pick out what's going to support your stance. But of course, people have a bias about them, and they stick to their biases, and it just shows the ignorance and the level of your immaturity to the extent of how far you would go just to put a community down. Like I said, I may be unpopular when it comes to pointing out the wrongs within the black community while also pointing out the wrongs in the white community and looking at other areas to see where the problem lies and address it. I just don't favor one side. But it seems for others it's a convenience because, you know, it is what it is. You got to stick to a script. You got to stick to a particular narrative. Because if you don't, if you go outside those lines of doing so, it might compromise your position. Where's the lie? Tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, until next time, until next video, peace.